Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, wherever you are watching from. Today, I wanted to test something different. I wanted to simultaneously stream and then also talk about something that I think I wanted to talk about. This is very spontaneous, and I will keep it to the point. And if there is more interest, then I will talk about it later as well. But yeah, I like streaming, so let's um, let's go ahead. Okay, so I moved away from Pakistan in 2014, and in 2025, I am back for some time at least. Not permanently, but for some time. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the changes that I have seen in the last 11 years. And I will go step by step. The first thing that I want to talk about is Lahore. Yes. So let's talk about food and restaurants. So when I left Pakistan, at least in Lahore, there wasn't much variety of food. I mean, at that time when I left Pakistan, there was there was newly formed interest in we had shawarmas and we had all those uh, like we didn't really have this restaurant, the one so much that we have now. I distinctly remember there was only one. MM Alam had like a couple of restaurants, but since then, I mean, there has been just an explosion. And the food in Lahore, I mean, there's so much variety of food. I would say that quality has gone down. The quality of the food actually has um, not been good. It's actually down since I left, because I have actually had much better desi food in Canada than I had in Lahore. But then a lot of people tell me that Karachi has the best food, which might be true. I mean, I don't think Lahori food is the best. It used to be quite good, quite amazing. Not anymore. I think it's kind of bad. It's pretty bad. Yeah, or maybe I've grown older. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, there has been an an explosion of food and all these things, especially in Lahore. There is a lot of really good restaurants. There's a lot of really good food places. I mean, it's a little bit of a risk that if you will go and then you want to see and you want to try out. So I mean, reviews can work. But the reviews are not always the best. So yeah. Okay, and the second thing that I want to talk about is, of course, money. Um, so when I left um, Pakistan, we still did not have that much of these microfinance things. Like, for example, right now we have these apps called Jazz Cash and, for example, Easy Pesa. And I I am surprised how far we have come in order to um, get those. Let me just try and see if there is anybody chatting or anything. So no. So yeah, uh, Jazzcast and Easypass, these are, I mean, these apps are ubiquitous right now. Like they're everywhere that I see, and I it's kind of surprising and it's really good to see that how well, this has gone. I mean, it's definitely lower than India, for example, where this um, it's something called the UPI, which really works well, and you can pay anywhere with it. I mean, but still, we're quite ahead. So yeah, I think this is a really good aspect that I have seen everywhere, that people are using these Jazz Cash and these apps, because when I was there, we just had banking. Even internet banking was not that good. I mean, we did not really have those two-factor authentication and these texts and all that. It was pretty bad. I mean, it's gone a long way in the last 10 years. So yeah, I think money is a really really important part. And I think the third thing that I want to a little bit talk about is people. So the for some reason I feel that we have gone downhill in terms of people. In some aspects, I feel there is a lot more impatience. People are a lot more impatient. People have a lot more anger issues. People are a lot more on the edge. It it wasn't this bad. I mean, at least 10 years ago, but people are constantly on the edge, even though the people are more affluent now. Like, people have a lot more money, and you can actually see that this money coming up, because I live in a pretty big city, and then it has attracted the richest of people from around Pakistan. And then you do see that happening, that people have gone a lot rich, but people are impatient. People don't have any patience or nerve, and that is just like sad. I'm from Lahore, and then this it kind of makes me really sad that Lahore has no character anymore. Like, there is no identity for Lahore. Like, we used to say that we are very courteous, or like hum bahut mehman nawaz hain. But so are the people in the north. So are the people in the south. I mean, what character does Lahore have anymore? It's just really sad to see the identity of the city just gone. It's, I mean, even Islamabad. I mean, the city that we used to make fun of, everybody used to make fun of, has more sort of an identity than Lahore. Lahore is just completely bonkers, like lost. Lahore has no identity anymore. As a Lahori, I'm saying that, and I'm very ashamed to say that. The worst traffic. I mean, maybe Karachi has worse. The worst traffic. Maybe even Islamabad is so much better. But yeah, people in terms, we have gone downhill. But there is one positive aspect that I want to talk about, and that is we have um, a little bit more tolerance. And I mean that in a very specific way. So, for example, if you used to go to a mosque, I remember when I was a kid, when I was used to go to a mosque, and I would somehow stand in the first line, or didn't have my cap, or if there was any reason, there was always this one old guy um, who would be very, very. Um, I think there is no other word for that other than to say that they're very. Yeah, they're not nice people. I mean, they were just scold children and then tell them. I was told many many times that, yeah, my attire, like if I'm wearing a t-shirt, is not good for the mosque, which is completely not according to Islam. I mean, in Islam, you can perfectly wear a t-shirt and your prayer will be fine. If I was not wearing a cap, I would be like told like that. And that was like 10 years ago, and it was pretty, like, you could see that happening in the very major cities, that people would come up and they would tell you that, okay, you're not okay, you're not doing this right, or you're not doing this right. That there was a lot of, I feel, that religious in tolerance. And now when I go to the mosque, maybe it's just a difference, but it's not the same. Like, I see young children and young people coming up to the mosque, and older gentlemen standing beside them, and somehow the older gentlemen, the worst of them have died, and the gentlemen that we have, the older Babajis that we have. They're much better. And I think that is one positive aspect that I feel is very good. That it's very good, I feel. Um, in terms of people, I think people have gone richer. I think that might also be a miscalculation because I live in a city. And again, the same thing that I said, that maybe the inequality has gone bigger. I'm sure it has. The inequality in Pakistan has gone worse. And the richest people are moving to the cities, and the rural centers are actually, like just miring in poverty. But then there is also this fusion of the internet, and I think it's like good to talk about that because like so um, I think 10 years ago, like one of the very bad reasons, or one of the very clear reasons why I was so unhappy with Pakistan or living here was that we had YouTube banned for more than 5 years. Imagine banning something for 5 years. I mean, it's unthinkable right now that anybody could ban YouTube. And I I was so unhappy because I really liked YouTube. But now it's like first the internet came. No, 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 not the internet. First the cell phones, and then the Chinese cell phones sort of lowered the bar to like get a really good 3G or 4G enabled cell phone. And then the sort of these companies that started to offer internet services, and then it sort of exploded this culture. And then I think TikTok was probably the thing that just made it like explode. And then when YouTube also started to announce that when YouTube was unbanned, then people started to post content there, and then they moved from Facebook to YouTube. They started to realize that you can actually earn money, and there is room, a lot of room for that. And I kind of really, really enjoyed the first wave of the Pakistani influencers and all these. I mean, you did see the first wave of people really making funny skits, and the people that came from Wine, uh, really, really funny stuff, like actual, really, really good stuff. There is this um, really cool video on YouTube. I don't know if you have seen that, but it's called The Pharmacist. Oh, so good. Uh, I don't know where it is gone. Pharmacist. Yeah, I don't know where it is gone. But yeah, I mean, the first wave of Pakistani influencers and the people who made content, absolutely great, absolutely amazing. I mean, they were just creating funny stuff, like actually funny, because it was like the Wild West and there was nobody else there. And somehow that sort of led to more competition as more people started to move in, and people just started to degrade. And now we have people who are just making the most cheapest content possible to get the views and all that, like instant gratification. And it's not just the case with Pakistan, but it's elsewhere as well. I mean, every country went through that. India went through that. I mean, the US went through that. But somehow in Pakistan, we're just sort of stuck in there. And I I really hope that there will come a time when people will start to realize this content that it's rotting your brain. Like you can't keep consuming that again and again and again. So yeah, I think that in terms of content and TikTok and influencer culture, there was a time when it was at the peak. I think there was when TikTok first came, it was really, really good and we actually had a really good time and influencers. But now I feel that it's just gone downhill. I mean, there are people who are actually making really good content, they're sort of like buried in there because our general public they like drama. They want drama and music and spiciness. So yeah, the normal content doesn't work, and I feel that we're slowly starting to get desensitized. But of course, um, I really do have the belief that once a content reaches a certain point, new people come in that make it better, that sort of revolutionize it. And I think we're slowly starting to see some really good people come forward, but it takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of patience because, of course, if you go viral, if you don't go viral after like 50 or 60 or 100 shorts or TikToks, then you sort of lose hope and you see the other guys or the other girls who are just flaunting themselves or sharing their family or doing all these things and they get viral overnight. But then again, you have to understand that if you want to create genuine content, then it's a long game. It's a really, really long game. So yeah, number four was like TikTok and influencer culture. I actually really wanted to like that feel a little bit yeah sad about that as well. And then number five, I feel is I think it's the infrastructure has gone like quite much. Like I feel that infrastructure in Pakistan and especially Lahore has gone like the most surprising for me is Islamabad and Rawalpindi. Like those guys, they just built a lot of stuff, even though they don't have that many people. So yeah, good job there. And I think the what I want to end up, or what I want to talk about the next 10 years. I think uh, there is no point in predicting anything. I mean, anybody who predicts anything is just like the only reason I want to talk about the next 10 years is because I have seen a snapshot of Pakistan like before 10 years, and now I'm seeing a snapshot of it right now, and based on that, well, you can project a certain trajectory. I mean, there are some truths that absolutely will be there. Like the first thing is that, of course, people will continue to multiply. Our population will explode as it is exploding right now. The second thing is that people will continue to improve their standard of living outside of what the state can provide. So there has been a lot of explosion, and a lot of people have started to earn their livelihood through abroad. And there is a lot of competition for that, of course. But there are a lot of people who have taken matters into their own hand because right now there is no major industry that is Pakistan is installing. Like no, there is no major industry. And the only way forward, that if you really want to improve your quality of life and earn, is to earn in foreign currency. And people are doing that, so that's really great to see. And people will continue to do that and be affluent, and they will start to realize that okay, living in Pakistan is a lot cheaper than moving out. Because if you move out, then you have some problems. Then you have to pay taxes. In Pakistan, you don't pay taxes for remittances. If you move out, then you have a lot of expenses. Well, yeah, you have to pay rent and you have to pay utilities and you have to. Whereas in Pakistan, if you're earning almost the same, or even like 90 or 80% of what you would earn abroad, you're saving majority of that because of course life in Pakistan is a lot cheaper than US or Europe. So people will continue to improve their quality of life and standard of living. And I, what I think the biggest challenge Pakistan would face, nobody would think of, is water, because I think uh, water is something that is going to cause a lot of problems in Pakistan if we don't care for that. I think that is going to be a huge issue. The other problem that I feel that we really need to take care of is the children's nutrition, because everything else can be fixed. Like your mentality can be fixed, your upbringing can be fixed, education can be fixed. But if you grow up without nutrition, if you grow up without certain like essential nutrients that children need, but of course, like with water and essential food, then you're basically crippled for life. That is a huge problem. That is the shortest, the smallest thing. I think it's even more important than providing better education, because one thing that I learned from the Western civilization and the West, that all the time that I've been there, is that if you give strength to the individual, they will find a way. People have found a way if you empower them. I mean, there are ways that they break the law, but in general, if you give people the means, they will find a way to improve themselves. We gave people internet and they found ways to improve themselves and they earn, right? If you give people just basic things like something as simple as clean water, clean food, an internet connection, sooner or later people will find a way to improve that. So yeah, this was my spontaneous live stream. I see there are 5 people. I will just check if there is any uh, questions or comments. I think there aren't. If they are, you can just comment and then I will reply there as well. I I have, let's see. Ah, we have 9 people here, but I'm at the end of my stream, so yeah, thank you. I'll continue to do that more. I think I like talking on streams, makes me feel good. And if you have any questions, feel free to write, talk, and I'll see you in the next one.